Frank, what up?
How you doing, Mark?
What's going on?
Man. So I hear you talk a lot about uh knowing your cost per mile and everything.
Mm.
So a little bit about me. I used to work for a company and then I decided I didn't want to work for anybody anymore. So I decided to cash out, buy me a box truck. So I got that on. So I went to a company to do to see how everything was gonna be. So I went to a company called Leader Freight with my truck to see, work under their authority and see how everything would go. When I got there and everything, they tell me, "Oh, your box is too small. We can't get you enough freight, so why don't you be a company driver?" So I was a little offended by that. So I was like, you know what, let me take a step back and
What size box did you have?
I got a 24-foot box. So I guess my dimensions weren't the dimensions that they were looking for. But when I started doing the company driving thing with them,
Hmm.
I noticed that everything that I was putting in the box truck that I was using of theirs, I could have put in mine.
Hmm.
So running for them wasn't what it was. It was like, how can I say it? I wasn't seeing the money. They wouldn't let me see the rate con, so to speak, which is understandable. So I decided to leave, and then now I'm basically stacking up. So I want to know from you is what type of money do I need to have to maintain the truck and run off the load board or whatnot? I got the truck situation out the way where I bought it outright.
How long have you been doing this? How long have you been doing this?
Well, this is a new venture for me.
So, like, how long? How long have you been doing this?
About I would say maybe about 4 months.
So the truck is just parked right now,
Yes.
and you said you quit your job.
Yes, I quit it uh to start. I did my MC and DOT,
Well,
so
let
I'm
me.
waiting on
Why?
that.
Why'd you quit your job?
Because I wanted to go ahead and jump out there and do the owner operator thing.
I know, but why?
I wasn't feeling it anymore. I basically wanted to run my thing, do my thing.
What were you doing?
I was basically doing unloading freight, hands on stuff like Cisco and stuff like that.
So you a warehouse worker?
I was a CDL driver, Class A, basically
Wait,
doing
wait, wait, wait,
freight.
wait,
Like,
wait, wait, wait. Hold, stop.
all right.
You have a CDL,
Oh, that's correct.
and you were a company driver,
Yep.
and you wanted to stop being a company driver to drive a box truck.
Yeah, I wanted to because I
So,
started seeing.
so you
Okay,
want to
go
make
ahead.
you were working for Cisco,
Yes,
so you was loading and unload. You were unloading at each stop food
correct,
products, right?
correct.
And that pays pretty good. It's work
Yeah, it
associated
pays
with it.
pretty good. It pays pretty good. I'm not gonna lie about that
Okay.
part. But the thing was, I started seeing a lot of the different influencers outside of you before I got onto you. And I started seeing, I know, granted, it was, they were doing this business during COVID on out. And then, you got your online groups on Facebook. And a couple of people did show me some of their settlements on the type of money they were making. So I was like, you know what? Let me buy a truck and work off the low board and see what it is for myself. And there's a couple guys I still follow that I talk to. They're doing well.
So I just want to understand this.
Okay.
You were a company driver,
Correct.
CDL,
Correct.
and you wanted to transition from what are you doing 100 a year,
I was making
90,
about 120,
100. You want to go from making $120,000 a year to what did you expect to make in a box truck?
Well, from one of the guys that I saw, he was making it after all expenses and everything. He was making about 190.
In a box truck?
Yeah, he works off the load board.
Hold on. Net.
Well, you know what? I'm
No, no,
not
no, no,
sure
no.
if it was
Okay.
okay.
Was it net? Was it net or was it gross?
I want to say net because I was seeing like what he was. I was seeing what he was
How?
bringing. He was
How?
well. He was making about 25, 3,000 a week.
2,500 a week?
100 take home after it's expensive that I saw.
Okay. So what was he grossing? What was he grossing that he could make $190,000 net in a box truck?
Well, he told me that's what he was making a year, but when I was seeing the checks that he was showing me, it was like 3,000, 25, sometimes 2,700 on what he was doing. He was just basically going from Delaware, Jersey, Maryland, DC. He was basically doing that whole loop. He's still doing it to this day. He went
No.
from renting a truck to buying one.
What I'm asking you is, you've been in trucking,
Yeah,
so
for a
you should
minute.
have some understanding of trucking. Maybe not so much from an owner operator perspective, but still, you should know some type of numbers, right? So
Right.
what I'm trying to understand is how 190 net. That's almost $200,000 take home.
Impossible.
So what do you think he's grossing? Because
Well,
here's the
I'm
thing,
not one.
I don't know this
Okay.
person, but I don't believe
Right.
that.
Okay, that's fair. From what I
So
saw,
what
from
is
the
he
few
making?
checks that I
Four
saw,
or 500,000 in a box truck? He making
no,
about
no,
four or
no,
500,000.
no. I asked him what does he make a year. He says around 190. But when I asked him to see some checks, he showed me some checks, and I've seen 2,700. I've seen 25. I've seen 3,000.
But those checks are what he's being paid to do the loads,
Right.
right? But there's costs that are associated with running that business that are going to subtract from those checks that you saw. Those checks don't mean those were his paychecks.
Okay. Yeah, that's fair to say.
No, that's what it is. He was an owner operator, right?
Yeah, yeah. He still is his own operator.
So that means those checks that he showed you, those weren't paychecks. You thought they were like paychecks?
I mean, I'll share them with you so you can see because I still have them on my phone.
Those were just the checks, those settlements that he was getting. But the
Yeah, the
costs that are
settlement.
associated with running the business, those costs were coming out of those payments.
Okay, yeah.
So that's why you wanted to come in?
Well, that and being independent, running the way I want to run. Basically, seeing the country.
So I'm just making sure I understand because I'm kind of confused. Did you think you were going to
Okay.
transition to make more money, or
Yeah, I thought I was going to transition to make more money because
so you thought, what did you think transition to a box truck was going to net you?
well, from what I've seen on through watching different influencers and the couple people that I saw, in person and talked to them, they all said that they make pretty good money. Some of them showed me their checks, some of them didn't. And I've seen checks 2,000, 2,500, and I figured, hey, I work just as hard. I could see that.
You're looking at, okay, those are checks, but what about the
Correct.
costs that are deducted from those checks? See, you're looking at from this goes back to worker versus boss. See, when you
Okay.
looked at those checks, you
Hmm.
automatically associated those checks with paychecks. If I'm
Yes,
an
that's
owner
what.
operator and I show you a check
Mhm.
from a run, let's say
Okay.
let's say that $2,000 check, there was costs that were
Hmm.
associated with obtaining that check. So
Correct.
that $2,000 is not all profit.
Okay, fair enough. Yes, correct.
So with him showing you 190,000, I'm gonna say it was gross. You thought that was going to be better than the 125 that you're making as a company driver?
Well, I figured if I, because the granted, the people that I'm showing you, they don't run like hard. They like they got certain periods where they go home a lot. So when I was seeing that, I figured if I worked harder than that, I could see close to that or even better.
But
Because there are guys out there that are making money.
you're thinking from a net perspective.
Yes, I'm thinking from a net perspective, not a gross perspective.
So you thought you could net 190 when you saw it, that's what you thought you could
No,
net.
no, I didn't. I figured that I could probably net somewhere around 150, 160.
So what did you expect? What do you expect to gross yearly in a box truck?
Well, that's why I'm calling you to figure out because I've been watching you lately and I want to get your take on it.
You're not going to net no 190.
Okay, that's fair to say, correct. So, cost per mile and everything if I
Let's
run
say let's
hard,
say
what
let's
would I
say
be
let's say
thinking?
you run hard as hell
Okay.
and you average about 5,000 a week. Let's say you do about
Oh,
250 gross for the year.
all right.
How much of that you think you're going to take home?
Probably I want to say probably about a quarter of that because expenses and everything.
All right. Okay. That's fair. You know what a quarter of that equals out to?
Not actually.
About half of what you make at your job.
Okay. So what you're saying is working a job is better than running your own business
It's not what I'm
in a
saying.
box.
What I'm saying is
Okay.
you didn't do no due diligence.
Correct. That's
You
what I'm here
allowed
for.
somebody to show you a check and you got excited and you quit your good job to go
Hmm.
start a business that you thought you was going to make more money to make half of what you was making at your good job.
Correct. It comes with sacrifices, understood. But if I do things right in a stack, you know what I mean, I can get where I need to be.
How old are you?
I'm 42.
You 42?
Correct?
Damn, you younger than
Hmm.
me.
All right.
You look older than me.
Hey, fair enough.
Okay. All right, well then, hey. Look. You did everything wrong, pimp.
Okay. Explain.
Yeah, you messed the bag up, big dog. You messed the bag up. Yeah. You let them show you some shit. You done ran into some people online, like some of these
All
young
right.
boys, and you got excited. You didn't do no due diligence, and you jumped off the porch head first, not feet first, head first, and you
All
done
right.
landed into some shit. You done landed into some shit, and now you got to make a decision. All right.
Okay.
That 190 that you thought was net wasn't net. That probably was gross.
Fair enough. Correct.
And when you're running a business versus working a job, the difference is when you're working a job, you show up, they tell you what to do, you do it, and then when you finish it, you go home. Even if you don't finish it, they're gonna kick you off the clock at a certain time and you still gonna go home. Whatever
Correct.
problems that are associated with that company that are behind the scenes that you may know about or don't know about, you don't have to
All
worry
right.
about them because they're not coming out of your pocket. That truck that breaks
Correct.
down that you driving for
Coming out of
Cisco,
my
guess
pocket.
what? It ain't coming out your pocket. You still gonna make $125,000 a year. They just gonna put you in another truck.
Mm, fair
That
enough.
125 that you was making, comparison to that 190 that Buddy showed you, that 190
Hmm.
is what's all coming in for the business. But there's a lot of costs that are associated with it. A
Correct.
lot of costs. fuel,
Mm-hmm. Maintenance.
maintenance, insurance, other fixed
Correct.
cost, other variable cost.
Okay. So my question to you is, the average guy that's starting out running their business in this game with the box truck, what are they typically seeing? And when you talk about cost per mile and having startup money to
That's going to vary depending on how the individual came in. Everybody's cost per mile is going to be different. You got some people that come in
correct.
with a high operation cost, and that's going to equate to a
I
high
don't
cost
have
per
that.
mile. What do you mean you don't have it? How much did you buy
Well,
your truck for?
20. I paid it off. It's
You
flat
paid
out,
20.
bought out.
All right. Have you recouped that 20 yet?
Not yet. Not yet. I haven't
Okay.
got started yet.
I know. So that you still have to account that as far as your fixed cost. You still have to come
Correct.
up to it with an equation because you have to recoup the money that you invested.
Correct.
You can't profit until you recoup your initial investment. You have to get a return on your
Understood.
investment.
Most
So you do it.
definitely.
So you do have that.
In that sense, yes. I got to recuperate. I got to recuperate the money that I spent to get the truck.
Did you? So do you have any plans on scaling, or you just going to want to focus on you and your one truck?
No, I have plans on scaling, but I want to do it for myself first because in order to scale, you got to know what you're doing first. You got to see.
What type of research did you do? Because I'm lost. Like you really got me
Okay.
lost on why you would leave $125,000 CDL job to start a box truck.
Well, I've
Not
seen
saying that.
people
Not
do it.
saying that. I
I've
know you
seen people
told me you
do it.
saw people do it, and the guy showed
Yeah.
you his gross that you thought was net, and that was you jumped into this business because you said you watched some YouTube videos and a guy showed you a check. That's why you got in.
Yeah.
Okay,
That's one of the
you did.
reasons why I got in.
Okay,
Yes.
see, so you follow the trend. You follow a man.
Yeah.
All right.
Definitely.
So first thing, did you do any other research?
Outside of that, no. Outside of the people that I know that are doing it, no.
So, all right, this is what you need to do. You need to
All right.
start from scratch. You need to do a lot of
Listening.
research. You can watch me, but you still got to do the research. Where do you live at?
Maryland currently right now.
All right. So, and you want to go over the road, right?
Correct.
And what year is this truck?
2012.
Okay. So you want to go over the road and you haven't been over the road, right?
I've been over the road, but with semis over the road. I'm familiar with the lanes and everything.
But you bought the truck 4 months ago.
Yeah, I bought the truck 4 months ago, and I've had it parked.
So what have you been doing for the past 4 months?
Oh, I've okay. Granted, I quit the main job that I was doing. I still do. I have my little side job that I do. I'm still working currently. I'm just stacking up.
Wait, you're still working at Cisco?
No, 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 no. I'm not working at Cisco. I'm doing my private little business.
But you left Cisco to do the box truck.
Correct. I'm basically waiting on my authority and everything before I can go out. My MC.
It's been past 90 days. Have you tried to go out? Have you tried
Well, I
anything?
bought the truck and I parked it because I wanted to do certain things to it to get it comfortable for when I want to be over the road. So I didn't, when I bought it,
So
I just parked it.
so when you bought it and parked it, so you bought it with the understanding that you were going to park it, right?
Correct. Yes.
Why don't you just stay at your job and keep bringing in revenue if you knew you were going to park it?
I was kind of tired of doing that kind of work, so I didn't want to do it no more.
Oh, Jesus Christ, bro. All right, so let me ask you this. What type of work
All
you think
right.
you're going to do in the box truck? You think you're not going to work in
Well,
the box truck?
oh yeah, of course, of course. I mean, I
You
went
just
out there and I seen what it was.
you went out where?
Well, like I said, I worked for I went out there to see what it was with this company called Leader, and I did a couple runs, so I seen what it was.
My question to you is: you think that was hard work at Cisco to you?
Oh, not really. It was just annoying at times.
What was annoying about it?
Well, the simple fact of a lot of people calling out, and then I had to help a lot. It was just too much of that.
Help what?
I'll
Help
get
other
finished,
drivers?
help other drivers. If I get finished, you know what I mean, and I'm ready to call it a day,
Was it
they'll call me.
mandatory?
More than likely, yes. Most of the time, yes.
So did you understand that you quit that job with the understanding that you were going to make less money? Did you understand it or no? Did you think you were
Oh,
going to make more money?
the understanding was I was gonna make less money for a while till I scaled up. So I knew going. You can't just jump into a business and expect to make high amount of money off the begin right off the top. So I knew I was going to be coming in at a loss, and then I would have to get an understanding of the business before I scaled up to see the money that I'm looking for.
I'm just perplexed on because you told me you can't wanted to do this because you saw a guy show you a check and you saw some YouTube videos.
Yeah, I saw a couple
That's
influencers and stuff. Granted,
who
it
is
was
these who is these
pre-pandemic.
people? Who is these people?
Midwest Trucking, OT Box Truck Shorty, the guys at Box Truck Bros. I watched a couple of those people
And this was all during the pandemic.
during the pandemic ongoing, and then I kind of stopped watching them, and I've been more focused on watching what you've got to say. So that's when I was like, you know what? Let me talk to this guy. He seems to know exactly what it is.
Hey man, you need to start from scratch. You got to do a lot of
Okay.
research, bro.
All
Like
right.
a
I'm listening.
lot of research. I'm gonna be honest. I think you're a little naive, man, to be 42.
Okay.
Um, I think you need to start from scratch, do a lot of research, fully have a full understanding of what you're investing in. You already got the truck, all right. I'm assuming you got insurance, right? Your
Correct.
authority, everything is active, ready to go. I just think you naive, bro.
All
42
right.
years old, man. You tell me somebody showed you a check, like, and I believe based on what you were telling me, you thought that was net, and that's impossible. I'm just keeping it a
Fair
buck.
enough.
You got
Understood.
a lot of research to do. Um, a lot, a lot. I mean, you already out there. You got everything that you need. You're already running. I just don't think you have the mindset from a business. I think you still stuck in that workers mentality.
You're absolutely correct. I am.
And
So
and
I'm
you
trying
need
to
to
transition into not being that way.
yeah, so that means you have to educate yourself on business. You need to get your business acumen up because
Okay.
out here in business, you sweet. Like everybody gonna take
Correct.
advantage of you. Like just the conversation I'm having with you from the beginning, are you
Mhm.
sweet? So the broker's gonna sense that too.
Correct.
You want to run over the road.
So that's why I'm seeking your advice.
Yeah, you gotta educate yourself. Like you already got your foot in the door because you got what you need. But now it's just you that up here, up here.
Yes. Exactly.
So I
Where do I start? Is
you've been in trucking for I don't know how long have you been in trucking for. You got a
15 years.
CDL,
Oh
15
yeah,
years
correct.
with a CDL. And what's crazy to me is
Hmm.
why you want to do box trucking? Why you just didn't go get a
I
goddamn?
I mean, cause what I've seen and some of the people that are around me that got it, they got more than one, and they're doing well.
But you
And I'm
going off
looking at from where
other
I'm at.
men. But see, no, you looking at other men. You seeing people
Okay.
around you. What research have
Okay.
you done? Your journey and
Not
they
much
journey, two
research.
different journey. You married?
Correct. No, not married.
You got kids?
No kids.
So you live alone.
Correct.
All right, so you have to do research. You can't base what you think is going to happen based off what you see other people doing. They could be making shit look like something that it's not. Their
That's
journey and
true.
your journey, and your journey going to be different. Just because they have acquired certain things don't mean your journey it's going to be the same journey. You bought a truck. Your truck may give you
Mm-hmm.
issues. I hope it don't. Knock on wood. You may have issues, mechanical issues. Their start may be stronger than your start
Okay.
may be. You can't base shit off what you saw other people do. You got to do your own research. I
Fair
never
enough.
did nothing because I saw somebody else do it.
So as far as researching, right? If you were in my position, where do I start?
Man, you need to understand business. You need to research this
Okay.
industry. You want to go over the road, you need to start researching what over the road entails.
Okay.
Loads, regions, what
Mm-hmm.
areas pay better? Where's the outbound freight coming from? Understanding how to partial, understanding how to maximize all the real estate in your truck to get as much money out of it as you can. Knowing how to keep
Got
your
it.
costs down, keeping your costs down so that you can increase your profit margin.
All right.
Knowing what markets to stay out of. Knowing how to compete in a fluctuating market.
Mark,
Shit.
let me ask you this, because I know you talk a lot about white glove. So would
Go
that be
ahead,
a
I'm
good
listening.
route to go? Would that be a good
Man,
route to go versus over the road?
so you ain't did no research, how you? Listen what I'm saying.
I've done some
This
research,
way,
but not that
if
much.
you listen, if
Oh,
you left Cisco because you was tired of unloading trucks at stops at Cisco, what makes you think you want to carry furniture and appliances in and out of people's homes?
fair enough. It's a
You ain't did no,
difference.
see it's a big
Okay.
difference. If that bothered you, then this ain't gonna work for you. And you 42.
Okay.
You want to start lifting heavy shit at 42? If delivering packages for Cisco was an
Mm-hmm.
issue, you think putting the strap on, can you squat all the way down
Oh
and
yeah, of
keep your back
course.
straight? You can squat all the way down and keep your back straight.
Of course.
Your hip abductors and your hip adductors still elastic, or is they stiff? Be honest. Keep it a buck.
I mean, it'll be stiff after doing it a
No,
while,
no,
but
no,
I'm
no.
so used to lifting, so it's
You
not.
used to
It's not.
pushing and stuff. Can you put that strap on, strap that boy up, squat down like this, and keep your back straight? And them hip abductors, you can
I
squat
mean, I've
down low
done
enough.
moving before. I'm not sure on that part, but I'm pretty
Okay.
sure I can.
Okay. Well, a lot of people are sure they can until they get out there. That's the point.
Fair enough.
If you complaining about unloading a semi truck with a mag liner, you putting boxes on a mag liner
I mean, granted, yes.
and you pushing.
But okay.
It ain't a lot of physical shoulders and your deltoids and traps and biceps and
I get where you're coming from.
triceps and hips and lower back, upper
Makes
back,
sense.
all
Mm-hmm.
that stuff. You using all that stuff. So if you're tripping on just, putting some boxes, and I'm not like trying to say that it's not work,
Oh
but
no, no.
that level of work and this level of work is
Get
two
where you're
different
coming
types of work.
from. Understood. So I know within the market, the Northeast, Midwest runs pretty smooth as far as going back and forth with freight. I know you anywhere you go around there, you can maneuver. I
You
take that
you
from
you
what I've done over the road, and I
okay.
can see the map. When
Okay.
I downloaded DAT load board and a couple other ones, and I see the freight. I'm looking and I'm seeing within the Midwest Northeast region, you can pretty much maneuver back and forth, back and forth.
Okay.
So
Okay.
that's what I'm looking at. So you're right. There's a lot of research that I got to do. So, and I got to get myself out of the worker mentality and get into the business mentality.
I think you need to toughen up too.
Okay. Please explain.
I don't think you ready for what's about to come.
Okay. You could be right.
You know why I say that? because of some of the
I'm listening.
decisions, what led you to some of the decisions that you made?
Makes
Somebody
sense.
showed you a check and you went and bought you a truck and some
My
videos you
ultimate
saw.
goal was to be a boss, like own my own and
It take
do it
it
for
take a
myself.
it take a
Big
lot to
go.
be a boss,
But
and the first
you're
thing is
absolutely right.
mentality.
Hmm.
And the way you started,
Wasn't the right
and,
way to start.
and I'm just going off what you told me.
No, you're right.
Like even still, like I feel like you should have still been working. You bought a truck and parked it and quit your job and parked it. You could have,
Hmm.
if you knew you was going to do it, why you just didn't keep working, bring revenue in?
Well, I still got revenue coming in. I'm
But
just
here's what I'm
not
saying. Here's what I'm
allowed
saying. You
doing
let
that.
the job got so frustrating to you.
Yeah, absolutely. Being there for
What
so long, yeah.
what you think gonna happen with your business?
Oh, it's gonna be frustrating, but the difference would be it'll be mine versus me running for somebody else,
Mm,
and it be theirs
hmm Even though you gonna make about half the money you was making for Cisco, that's all that matter.
until I scale. If I learn the business right and I do it right and I scale, I'll make more. But I'm okay with making less in the beginning.
And where you from again? You said
I'm from Texas, but I live in Maryland
Texas.
right
I live
now.
in Maryland. Okay. Yeah, I think you need to do a lot of research, man. I mean, you already in. I mean, there's nothing I can tell you or not tell you. You're already in the door. I just, based on the conversation we had, I just think you need to do a lot of research and maybe change your mentality, and you got to get that dog
Right.
in you, and be a leader. Stop following trends. I think you following a
You're right.
trend, and what upsets me about you is you older. That's why I'm kind of
Correct.
puzzled and perplexed. I don't really like you. 42 years old,
Mm-hmm.
and you telling me about some shit you saw on the internet. This is what I expect from these young boys. I don't expect that from an older guy. I don't.
I mean, when you see these things and then you go out there and you talk to different people who are
No,
doing,
I don't see nothing. I'm from the crib. When I see
I
shit
mean,
all the time, motherfuckers be like, tap the
listen,
link. Oh, you got Chase, you got Bank of America. You know how many times a day some shit come across me that you got Chase, you got Bank of America. Man, let me go in here. I hear that shit all the time from where I'm from. All type of licks I come across every day. And
all
guess
right,
what? I got the common knowledge just to know no. That shit
correct,
too good to be true. That shit, I'm gonna get stained. I'm from the crib. I'm not from middle America. So yeah, I see and hear shit all the time.
right.
And I don't fall for that shit. So that ain't no excuse. This why
No,
I
it
be
ain't no
making
excuse.
fun. That's why I be making fun of y'all, call y'all middle Americans, because you say, man, you see things like this, and then, man, I see shit that sound good all the time. Little phone them say, man, tap in with me. Man, you got BO, you got Bank of America, you got Chase, you got PNC. Man, I ain't finna let no shorty send me off. Is you crazy? Talking about you 40 something years old.
So, as far as the research is concerned, uh, explain to me what type of research I need to be focused on.
Yo, you need to understand you want to run over the road. You need to really
Yeah.
do a deep dive on what over the road entails. I just told you. Market,
Okay.
zones, hot markets versus cold markets, create a radius. Where should you position your truck to make the most money? Understanding the real estate in the back of your truck, getting as much revenue from the real estate in the back of your truck as possible.
Truck. So a
Possibly
lot
learning
of
the partials. Well, I'm not saying, but you want to have that in your repertoire as well. You should want to know
Okay.
any and everything about the lane you run so that your options are always open. Period.
Okay.
So the answer is everything. Don't leave no stone unturned when it comes to educating yourself about what you invested in. That's the only thing I can tell you at this point because you already got your foot in the door. I can't tell you don't rent the truck or that's too much or this, that, and third. The only thing I can tell you now is what I just told you about the markets, right?
Okay.
And do a lot of research.
Got it.
Stop following trends and shit.
Oh, you're right.
Stop believing just because somebody show you something don't mean that it's gonna work for you or that shit is even real. And then even understanding the difference between gross and net. Like from a person who drives a truck, you should have known when he showed you that wasn't net. You drive a semi truck, so that you know the
Right.
capacity on a box truck is far less from a semi truck.
Oh yeah, of course.
So there, you should have known. You should have had just not because you've never been a business person before, but just from being in trucking for 15 years, even from the capacity of an employee's perspective, if a person could take home 200 grand from a box truck every single year, I think a lot more people would be doing. Why is
Oh, of
everybody
course,
complaining
most
that they
definitely.
failing? All right, so that should have kicked into your head too.
Right, but what I've known this person for a little bit of time, and I've been seeing this person progress.
So why you just didn't ask them the question? Is this gross or net?
Well, I
What
should
all
have,
this
but what I
entail?
saw, fair
What
enough.
did he show? What did he show you? What his taxes or what did he show you?
Different checks from when he's gotten paid from different
What did he show
brokers.
you that said 190?
Well, he told me he's averaging about
He
190 a year.
told you. He told you.
Yeah, but I physically saw his checks that he's gotten 2,500, 27, 3,000, like consistent. I mean, after
What is
this,
he?
I'll show
What
it
is
to
this?
you. I
What
have
is
it
this
on my
person?
phone.
I don't want to see it.
Hmm.
I don't count other people's pockets. What does he do for a living? What is he running?
He's just basically he's running general freight. He's just going back and forth between Delaware, Jersey,
And he gets checks.
Massachusetts. And all.
He gets
I mean,
checks.
like his when I say checks, I mean his statements. When I look at his statements,
Okay.
like he showed me example of his statements.
Okay. All right.
So I physically got some of his statements on me.
And that's fine. But okay, so he showed you a statement for 2,000. How much did it cost to make that 2,000? See, you're not looking at it from a business perspective. You looking at a
Okay.
statement for 2,000 and you think, whoa, he showed me a statement for 2,000 on the 21st of August, and then he showed me a statement that was dated the 25th of August for another 1,500. You're looking at it from an employee perspective. You're doing the math.
Correct.
Oh, that's 3,500 in a week. Okay, but what did it cost him to make that 3,500?
Right. So that's where I want to get at learning the
You keep telling me
customers.
about these checks, these settlement checks, and that's not like that's what got you excited.
I mean, he went from one truck to another, so it's kind of like he's doing something right. You know what I mean? So I kind of want
But
to be in that kind of
so
perspective.
you want to do it because he's doing it, or is this
No,
what you want to
not
do?
just
Are
not
you
just
getting?
him. I want to do it. I want to be able to scale myself. But throughout some of the people I've seen physically doing it, you know what I mean? I want to be on their level.
Like who?
Some of the people I've been seeing
Online?
that I know personally, outside of what I've seen online and
Where
stuff.
you be seeing them at? Online? Be
Some of the
honest. Kick
people
it.
I've seen
Kick it
online.
with me. Who you seeing online, big
I'm
dog?
listening.
Kick it. Kick it. Kick it. Kick it with me.
Well,
Who you
you
been
know,
seeing that
there's
you
a
want to
bunch of
model?
like,
Who you been seeing that you want to be like?
well, I don't know their names off per se off top. What I'm
You
saying
don't know
is
their
what
names?
I've seen. I mean, the ones that I know personally, I know their
No, no,
names. I'm
no.
talking
Let's talk
about.
about the ones you see
Okay.
online. Let's talk about these
Okay.
ones you see online. Who you want to be like online?
Well, I want to be scaling like some of the ones that I've seen online. Basically, like there's a bunch of groups on Facebook. Like there's trucking, like box truck groups. So I'll individually message some of these people and
The
talk to them
Facebook
about,
group. You talking about the groups
yeah,
that be always complaining about cheap freight and stuff like that?
correct,
You want to
correct.
them groups? They
Some of
be
the
in there
people that's
complaining, don't they? They be in there complaining,
well,
don't they?
there's a lot of people that complain on there, but there's some
And you
individuals
want to
there
so
that I
so you
actually
want to
went
be
in.
so you want to be like a complainer.
No, not a complainer.
Help me
Some of the
understand.
people that I've talked to, some of the people that I've talked to that's on there that seem to know that would correct some of the statements of some of the people complaining about cheap freight and stuff like that. And they would say pretty much what you were saying is there's no cheap freight. It's what's cheap to you may not be cheap to the next person. So those are the type of people I tend to message and see why they think the way they do and see what they got going on. And some of them I developed a relationship with, and I've seen some of their, how they've been scaling. So those are the type of individuals I'm trying to be on their type of level as far as business wise. Because
these are
there's
strange.
two of them that
These
I
are
know that got their own warehouse and got 5 trucks.
these are strangers, sir.
Yeah, correct. Strangers. But strangers that I've been talking to throughout this journey of trying to do back that I've been keeping up with, and they've been showing me.
Create your own identity. It's okay to consume information from
Hmm.
people, and then once you consume this information, you put it in your back pocket, and then you go do your
Okay.
own due diligence with the research. I mean, with the information that you consume, and then you should
All
be
right.
able to take pull out of it what you can that may be factual versus not factual, or maybe credible versus
All right.
not credible. You have to be able to decipher. All right. But what I'm taking from you is, and there's a lot of fool. It's a lot of fool in them Facebook groups. It's a lot of fool in
Okay.
there. And you can't see who's behind that shit. They could be finessing you
Mm-hmm.
to do how like they did Buddy earlier. Get you to run a load, them dispatchers or whatever is in there, and then don't pay you. A lot of people get finessed in them
Right.
Facebook groups.
Correct.
Do you know this? Do you understand this?
Oh
A lot of
yeah,
people get
I noticed
finessed.
that.
So
Yeah.
what I'm having an issue with you is like
Okay.
you believing in these strangers. These are strangers, man. You don't know these people. This is how people get finessed. You telling me you want to be like some strangers in a Facebook group?
Well, I want to be on some of these people's level that I've
What
talked
type of
to, developed a
level?
relationship. Well, they've gone from 1 truck to 2 trucks continuously.
You seen them in a Facebook group, right?
Well,
Mm,
okay, I've seen some of them I've met on a Facebook group, and I've
mm.
messaged them. We went from messaging, and then we've talked on the phone. And some of them, actually, 2 of them helped me pick out the truck that I got now. So some of them, they were strangers, and now they become friends. So I physically, just
You met these
communicating with
people
them.
for real? What part of Texas
Two
you
of them,
from?
I met personally that I know. One lives in Minnesota, one lives in Chicago.
Ooh, Lord. And they just helped you.
Two of the 2 of them helped me decide which truck to get, and one of them, like, because he couldn't physically, he had a different load, he couldn't be with me to purchase the truck that I got now. He basically FaceTime me and helped me see what
What
to look for and stuff like that.
what have you bought? You bought any courses or anything? Any mentorships?
No, 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 I'm not doing none of that because I already know what that is.
You relying on too many people instead of doing your own research. It's okay to consume information, but you have to take that information and be able to decipher what's credible versus not. What my issue I'm seeing with you is what I was saying earlier.
Okay.
You're putting too much of your research and faith in other people, strangers. When you can
Okay.
sit down You're 42. You've been in trucking 15 years.
Mm-hmm.
Some of these people that you're asking for advice probably only been doing this shit since the pandemic.
Correct.
Why is a 15-year-old vet, even though you was a worker, putting his trust in other people who have less tenure in the space than him? They gotta FaceTime you to help you pick a truck. Why you just didn't hire no mechanic to go?
Granted, I had
If
a
I'm listen,
mechanic go
if
with me
I'm
to
gonna
go pick
check
the
it,
truck.
you pick up
Okay.
the truck or diagnose it.
Well, when I went to go physically purchase the truck, I had a mechanic come with me. But when I was searching and looking at the specific truck to get that has the best fuel mileage and stuff like that, they assisted me with it. Because I look at it like this. Yeah, I got the semi truck and everything experience. I don't have the owner experience as far as the box truck. Some people may know more about if you're doing the box truck business and I'm doing semi business, I can't tell someone who has a box truck how to run their business. It's a totally different field.
You
Different.
are not you. It's a hierarchy though.
Okay.
Did you know when you pull up to the truck stop in a box truck, the big semi truckers look down upon the box truckers?
Oh, of
Why?
course. I mean,
All right, so there's a hierarchy. So if you're coming from the top of the food chain, even though you were coming from an employee standpoint, 15
okay.
years of experience of
hmm
driving a commercial vehicle from that standpoint, there should be some knowledge there.
I mean,
You might
granted,
not you
I
might
do
not
have a
have
lot of
the
knowledge,
you
but
may not have the market understanding and a lot of the other understandings from a business owner perspective, but you also did cross country as a
oh, of
CDL
course.
driver.
Yeah. hmm
So I'm really having a hard time understanding your thought process.
Well, there are people out there that are scaling, doing this. I
Oh
mean,
Jesus.
I know people
You
like
keep
right
talking
now,
about scale. You keep talking about scaling, and you
meaning
bought
they're
a
making
truck.
money.
Hold on. You're
Okay.
worried about the wrong thing. You keep talking
Okay.
about scaling when you bought a truck 4 months
hmm
ago and it's been parked. You quit your job, bought a truck, and
hmm
never drove it really.
Correct.
Why?
Because,
Because you don't. Because hold on. Because you don't know what to do.
well, not per se. I parked it because I wanted to get it comfortable for when I want to get over the road because it's actually a sleeper. So I
Get
was
it
doing
comfortable.
a whole bunch of different things that I wanted to do to it to get ready. And I wasn't necessarily ready to get started right away. So I bought it to park it for when get it ready to where I needed to be and then get started and just take off. Cause I know you
Okay.
gotta be out there.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, if you're gonna do over the road, you definitely got to be out there.
Yeah, I gotta be out there. So I had to
Yeah.
prepare myself to be able to get started and just go and not have
Hey,
time it.
start doing a lot of research, man. Stop
Okay.
listen. Just stop putting your faith in strangers. Even me. Don't put your faith in me. Take the information that you coming up here to receive and
Mm-hmm.
put it in your back pocket and go behind me and do the research. I'm telling you to do the research. Understand what
I'm
you
going to
invest
do
in.
it.
I don't think you have an understanding of what you investing in. Stop putting so much faith. I think
Okay.
people are you're putting your faith in other people to make decisions for you. You're not making these decisions based off your own understanding of what you've invested in.
Okay.
Does that make sense? You
It makes
everything that
sense.
you've told me from the beginning before you actually even said it is based off what you see. I see guys online and they're scaling now. A lot of these guys is cap.
Okay.
I was watching a guy the other day and he had the damn shit photoshopped onto the truck.
Okay.
A lot of these cats, come on, bro. You 40 something years old. You should be able to
Mm-hmm.
see the forest from the trees, especially if you've been doing this 15 years.
Oh yeah.
Anybody
Uh,
that knows, listen, what I'm trying to tell you, if you've been doing this, as long as you say you've been doing this,
oh, of
you
course.
should be able to decipher real and not real. This person knows what they talking about. This person don't know what they talking about.
Um,
You should be able to go and make decisions about trucking based off your own
mhm,
understanding. One, from research, even though you haven't done it, and two, from
mhm,
your experiences of being in this industry. You've been in this industry for 15 years in some
mhm,
capacity.
mhm.
Why are you putting your trust in
Well,
strangers?
well, it's not necessarily putting my trust in the strangers. It's like I wanted to target doing the box truck from basically people I know that got trucks that are doing it and they're showing me, and I don't get to see them and talk to them often enough. So when I started hearing the wave, because before it wasn't like that, I didn't really hear pre-pandemic people moving with a box truck making, the kind of money that some of these guys are making. Even you've had a panel. There's some of the guys on your panel that are making pretty good money by doing the research. So it can be done. So I want to try this lane. If it doesn't
But
work
we
out,
we
hey, I go to the
this ain't
metro.
this ain't Facebook group though. We wool. We This is a different over here. We're different.
Yeah, understood. I was gathering information from a lot of different places, though, not
And
just
that's
Facebook.
and that's great. But what I'm telling you to gather the information. But
Hmm.
what I'm the issue that I'm seeing with you is you're putting your decision. You're making your decisions. You're not going back and doing your own due diligence. You're just allowing. Well, what you think? I should get this truck? Yeah, get this truck. All right, I'm gonna get this truck. All right, I'm gonna FaceTime you when I get there. Like, man, come on. I didn't have nobody to do none of that shit. Right? And I'm glad I didn't.
Hmm.
Especially like nowadays when you got all this shit going on now. This shit didn't exist. This would have clouded my judgment. You gotta
Okay.
have a strong mind and be able to lead yourself. You are a boss, right? You are a business
Hmm.
owner. You're gonna have to make a lot of these decisions on your own, but you're gonna have to get that business acumen up. You're gonna have to do the research and get your business acumen up. You relying on too many strangers, influencers, people in Facebook groups. What physical education have you sat down and Googled? Have you done a business plan? No,
No, not yet. And I've
you ain't did no
watched your
business.
videos on doing a business plan, so
Okay,
that's what I'm gonna get started on.
so you need to do a business plan. All right, what you need to do a market analysis.
Okay.
Do you understand how to come up with your cost per mile?
No, I do not. That's what I wanted to ask you about.
I got a video. Just watch the video.
Okay. I'm gonna go through the thing and look for the video. So, Mark, when you say research the market, right, in your area and so on, how do you go about that?
What, Mark? You coming out of DC, right? So
Yeah.
you need to. I'm gonna tell you where you need to be, bro. You want to stay over the road? You
All
got a
right.
sleeper, right? You got a
Yeah.
sleeper? Come to the
Yeah.
Midwest, bro. Find you a
Oh,
radius
of course.
and run
Okay.
it. Learn partials. I can't teach you
Okay.
partials. I can't teach you partials. I can teach you how to be a businessman. I can teach you
Okay.
movement. I can teach you final mile. I can teach you the middle mile. As far as partials, the niche, if I did
Mm-hmm.
partials, I know I would be successful with it, but I'm not going
Okay.
to teach you something that I've never done,
Okay.
you know?
Understood.
So I've never done it to to give you the full ins and outs of it. I've never done it. All right? So,
All right.
but you need to learn it. You need to learn everything about running OTR.
Correct.
You need to make as much money for every piece of real estate on the back of the truck.
Okay.
I just think you started. I think you need to change your
Probably started
mentality.
wrong. I do
I
need to
wouldn't
change my
necessarily
mind.
say start
Right
all the
about
way
that.
wrong. I wouldn't necessarily say you started all the way wrong, but I think your mentality is going to get you into trouble out here.
Okay.
Your mentality is not that of a business person. Your mentality is still that of a worker. See how I can be aggressive and just challenge people and dare people and talk shit because I know what the hell I'm talking about. We lost you, big dog.
Oh yeah, my
Right.
bad. Someone was calling
So
in.
so so you got to get to that level. You got to
All
educate
right.
yourself so that you have that level of confidence. It's going to exude. That it's just
I mean, I got confidence. I know if I once I get out there,
well, you
I
a
could
little bit
win. I
naive.
just gotta learn.
You a little bit naive.
Yeah.
That's why I'm kind of perplexed because you older. I wouldn't expect a person your age to be so naive.
I mean, granted, I mean, I've done a little bit of homework, but I haven't done enough.
No, no, no.
But
When I say naive, believe in what you see. Or you keep because you keep
okay,
saying it, man. I see guys and I saw these guys and these guys we met online and then they became my friends and like, bro, come on, man. You don't know these people. These ain't your friends. They not, bro.
okay,
So this is what I'm saying naive because man, a person could stroke you for a long time to get you at the end. Like it's people that spend all they like how you see these cats that get catfished online. Like it be people over in
all
other
right.
countries stroking these people for 6, 8, 9, 10, 12 months.
Oh yeah.
They put that work in and then they stain their goofy ass
Hmm.
for everything. You don't know these people. These ain't your friends.
Okay. Fair enough.
They not. You don't know these people.
Well, I don't know them all the way per se, but they've never
You
asked for
don't know
nothing.
them at all. Do they know where your mama
Oh,
live at? Do they know where your OG live?
nah, nah, nah.
All right,
Not
then you
outside
don't
of
know
the
these
people I
people.
know personally that got the box trucks.
All right, well then that's a different story. But putting your faith in these people that you talking about in the Facebook group, no. You can consume information from it, but then you still need to go
Oh
behind
yeah.
and do their due diligence. Once again,
Oh, I'm doing it
you're
now.
you're you're allowing them to lead you in your own business.
I'm just picking up ideas from them, information, because since it's good to
But
get
but
information from people who are
right,
already
but
doing it.
right, but the ultimate, once you consume information, you need to still make your own decision.
Yeah, it was my decision to go the box truck route. I just wanted to get more information on how they doing with it.
So what you gonna do now, going forward?
Well, learn my cost per mile, learn the market like you suggested, and do some more research before I jump out there.
A lot more research. You got a lot of research to do. You've been paying your insurance for these past 4 months. How much is your insurance?
Yeah. 920
It's not bad. It's not bad. Who you got? Progressive?
progressive. Yeah. They pretty good, not too bad. I know there's a lot cheaper, but I mean,
I mean,
I've
that's
used them.
920 is pretty cheap.
Yeah.
I mean, you're a CDL driver, so that works in your
Mhm.
favor. I'm pretty sure
Yeah.
you don't have probably have no points
No
on
points,
your
no accident.
on your abstract. So the fact that you're a CDL driver is great for you. Did you get a
Yeah.
CDL? Did you get a CDL box truck?
Correct. Yes.
Okay. So you have a CDL box truck, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, you made the smart decision there. Because
Yep.
if you would have said you had a non CDL box truck,
Nah.
I was gonna get you.
I wasn't going that route.
I was gonna
Can't haul
get
that
you.
much weight.
Okay. I just think that you should be a little bit more well versed in this being that you've been in trucking 15 years.
This is a different lane. It's the
It's
it's not so much, but still different.
I get what you're saying. It's a different lane because you have less capacity. But if you've done over the road in a
Hmm.
semi truck, then this should be a piece of cake. It's just like running uh uh
I
uh,
mean, it's a
uh
piece of cake as far as running and being out there. That's nothing to me. I'm just trying to understand the lanes of freight, like, because being that I'm going to be coming in with a new authority and
mhm,
everything, that's going to be a big factor. I only can work for certain people. A lot of people
mhm,
going to turn me down. That's obvious.
mhm,
Until I get 90 days, 6 months in, then the doors start opening. That's
mhm,
understood.
mhm.
I'm
Well, you
just
got
trying to
some
get.
you got some cash flow saved up, I'm assuming, right?
Oh, of course.
Okay. All right. Well, just keep doing your research, man, and just, become a businessman. Become a businessman. Get out of that worker's mindset.
You're
And I
absolutely
know
right. That's what I'm
you've
struggling with
been
right now.
right. So workers, you putting a lot of faith in other people to delegate. And that's why I'm saying that's why I'm thinking you're relying a lot on what you see online and the Facebook groups because you've been so used to being delegated that you don't have
Hmm.
that confidence based on your own research. You have to get that level of confidence up because you are the ultimate decision maker for your business. You don't have Cisco
Hmm.
to tell you be here at this time, leave at this time, go here. This is your route. This is what you're gonna do
Right.
for the day, and then the next day, this is
Right.
what you're gonna do for the day. You don't have that um, company delegating to you what to do day to day. Everything is gonna be based off the decisions you make.
Makes sense.
And I think that's where you're having an issue at, right? Because you haven't had to make
Correct.
those decisions. So you don't have that level of confidence and you're probably second guessing yourself and you need
Exactly.
you need
Exactly.
right, you need more, you want someone to help give you that assurance.
Yes. You
So I'm
you
not
hit the money.
yeah, so I'm not trying to be tough on you, but
Hey, I'm a
business is
grown man.
tough.
I can take anything. You
Business is
right though.
tough. And just how I was able to just have a conversation with you and pinpoint some of the naive you being naive and just to not uh, I can hear the passiveness and brokers going to take advantage of you.
Okay.
No, I'm saying that's what's going to happen when people
I
smell
understand
it.
where you're coming from.
So you gotta turn it up.
All right. So I got to do more homework on that.
Lot more homework. Start trusting yourself based on your homework. If you don't feel confident, then do more research.
Hmm.
If you still don't feel
Got it.
confident enough, do more research. You got to
Makes
get that level
sense.
of confidence up. You have to get that level of confidence up so that, you stop, putting your faith in strangers and stuff. Everybody is a stranger. Me too. You don't know me, you know.
Understood.
What else you got for me?
That about it. I'm definitely gonna go watch that cents per mile video you said it's out there.
Did you feel like this was a good dialogue?
Yes, educational as well.
Okay. Well, I apologize if I was hard on you.
Oh no, it's stuff I gotta hear.
Okay. All right, man. You be safe out there,
Appreciate it.
man. Keep
Thank you.
tuning in. All right.
Oh, of course. All right.